Hello, welcome to Live Reality Games, here for all your live reality games need. I'm here today to talk about Surviving Reelfoot Season 9, the next season of Surviving Reelfoot that is going to premiere on June 19th, which is this upcoming Friday. Here to talk with me all about Reelfoot, I have from Reelfoot Production itself, Parker and Amos. Here to spill whatever secrets they can spill this time. Parker and Amos, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be here.
I'm doing well. Thank you for having us.
So, as a former Surviving Reelfoot player, I am very excited for what's to come this season. I've been enjoying the countdown videos you've been posting of all the former alumni sharing their best tips to former players. One thing that happened recently for Reelfoot is that y'all went on a hiatus for 2020. Now, Vision 2020, hindsight 2020, that was a perfect time to take a year off, let's be honest, because no one was able to really do a live reality game. But talk to me through that decision and why you're bringing back Surviving Reelfoot.
Yeah, well, the last couple years we did two per year, and it just got to be a lot, and I just kind of needed a break. Because I've been doing this. Sorry, I've got kids now, so they're in the background. So we just wanted to kind of take a break and kind of get our heads together and everything, and which turned out perfect because with COVID, there's no way we'd have been able to have it. So it was a perfect year to do that. But we got to, talking about everything and planning, and next thing you know, we're planning season 9. So we're super excited to be back.
Yeah, same as what Amos said. I mean, I really enjoyed the last 4 seasons we did. Great cast, love meeting new people, obviously. But 4 seasons in 2 years is obviously a lot in terms of money and finances, and also just creatively, you run out of ideas after a while. So kind of was a good idea to just get back to, I don't know, I guess getting more ideas and then, doing other things for a while, but now we're back, like Amos said, and I think we have a lot of new ideas, and we're in a better place financially to do this, and I'm really excited for it.
I was always impressed that you were able to pull off 2 seasons, just because, man, that's a lot of hosting Survivors. So even though it's just 1 season this summer, I'm very excited for it. I know you all are bringing you're not going to be holding any punches back. So talking about this next season, let's talk about location. So what can you tell us about the location so far? I mean, is it in Tennessee like past seasons?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry. This year we actually have rented we thought it was 300 acres, but it turned out to be a 900-acre ranch. There's like a 9-acre pond on it. Sorry. There's this lodge. Normally we have a lot of issues with accommodating everybody, production and the people that are voted out. This year we have that on site. So we're super excited. This location is ideal. It's really nice. We're super lucky we got it. And the guy's super awesome working with us. He's having all the grounds taken care of for us, mowed down and everything.
Yeah, like Amos said, I mean, and I don't think this came across to the viewers because it wasn't really on the feeds for your season, Steven, and then season 8. But, we had that, nice little, building that we could, there was a kitchen and a bathroom and a place people could sleep and put their stuff. And that was really nice. But this is that, but even better, that was really nice. We're really appreciative for that. But this new site, like Amos said, it's got a new lodge. There's beds. There's a kitchen again. There's laundry machines. Like, imagine doing laundry out there. Like that would be so helpful. Like, we all know it's really hot out there, but so we're really excited for that. And like Amos said, just in terms of pure accommodations for the production team and the players once they're voted out, this location is the best we've ever had, and we're really excited for it. And then like Amos said, there'll be a pond, so you will see some water challenges. The camps are very I don't know, Amos. I'd say they're rugged, but they're fair. They'll be tough, but there's a lot of space to explore as well in terms of the camps.
Oh, yeah. These camps this year are about a mile apart, maybe a little less. It's going to be a lot of walking for these people. So
Yeah, because I was wondering, because I'm in season 7, the original Makeley camp was kind of far apart from the rest of the camps, and so that's cool that you can be using kind of the full space, which I guess means you can hide stuff really well if need be. And I'm excited to hear there's water challenges. I hope that none of your players try to drown themselves like people in my season did.
Yeah, we're
And
taking
Dan-
all the precautions this year. We learned from the past, so we're taking all kinds of precautions, safety precautions and stuff. So should be completely safe this year.
And like you said, Steven, the camps in your season were pretty far apart. They were pretty far apart in season 8. But I imagine if like if somebody shouted or if you were practicing a challenge and people were shouting, you could probably hear the tribes and the other camps from a distance away. That won't be a thing this season. like Ava said, they are at least a mile apart. We've already won the cast, lots of walking. So that part's not ideal, obviously, but there will be nobody coming away from this season saying that they don't feel like they got the survival aspect part of the experience. Everybody will be saying that.
Well, talk to me a little bit about the casting this season. You don't need to give away like how many players are competing, but what were you looking for when you're looking to get the cast together? Like, were you looking for the same thing as normal, or was there something different that you're looking for this season?
This season I guess really with any cast that we start casting is we get the applications. We do interviews with each applicant. Once we kind of start figuring out, okay, well, we definitely want this person or that person, or this is what, the kind of what we're looking for. Then we kind of start fitting the cast around what we've already got to kind of like every cast is a puzzle and every person is a piece of that puzzle. There's been some really great applicants in the past. One of my favorites actually didn't get cast because of the cast that we had already kind of started casting. He just didn't fit. So it's definitely just trying to fit those pieces together. But we had some amazing applicants this season, so it was really hard to turn some of them down.
And like Amos said, I've always said since being a part of production, well, other than obviously, the being out there in the weather and the lot of work, other than the obvious stuff, the two only real not fun parts of being on production are watching people get voted out. I don't ever enjoy that. Some people take it better than others. Some people hit them really hard. It's never fun to watch people get voted out. And then also, like Amos said, just not being able to cast people because you only have so many spots and you really like all these personalities, but they may not fit with this cast. Like Amos said, it's always a puzzle. So I don't know if we necessarily were looking for anything different as opposed to normal. We were looking for good dynamic personalities. How do they work together? How do they clash? That sort of things. But, when we do these casting reviews, we have a lot of questions about them or to ask them. And then I think this year through trial and error, we found some questions that we really like to ask. And we even tried some new ones that we haven't ever tried before. So I think we got some new information that helped make our decisions more. So I think that's something new we tried this time. More dynamic questions in the interviews.
Yeah, and a lot of the questions some of the questions we ask to the contestant or the applicants may make absolutely no sense, but to us there is a method to our madness.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Any of the season 9 players who are watching right now know exactly what Amos was talking about just then. With why did you ask us this question? And it all makes sense in the long run to us. It just doesn't make sense in the moment.
Well, you mentioned a little about the weather. I was looking up the weather for Union City, Tennessee, which is close to where season 7 and 8 was, and it's looking like there's chances for rain and thunderstorms happening this next week. Is that the case where you're looking at?
I don't know. After season 8, I think we can handle anything. Yeah,
I mean, there, Steven.
that was rough for the cast and the crew. Like it rained it started raining on Saturday and it didn't stop until Thursday. I mean, those people were literally sleeping in the mud. Like it was. If we can handle season 8, I think we can handle anything. Little storm don't bother us.
Well,
truly,
what advice do you have for players who might be coming to compete in the rain like that?
My biggest piece of advice, whether it's rain, whether it's the heat, whether it's just dealing with the people, is you got a reason for wanting to play this game, the love of the game. You got to stay focused and think of that end game and the reason you're here and the love of the game. because if you lose focus for one moment, in season 8, we had somebody that did quit because of the weather. You just got to stay focused and know why you're there and know that it will get better. The sun will come out. It might have took 5 days, but it came out. So,
and my advice would be, well, I guess it's just 2 short pieces. First is a lot of these people who play these games, Reelfoot included, want to be on the real show. So they kind of use these games and Reelfoot as a test. How will I do? And if you can't, and don't get me wrong, the weather's bad, but if you can't get through 4 days of it in this game, how are you going to deal with 39? What if it rained for 39 straight days? That's just kind of how I see it. Don't get me wrong, it's not fun, but if you really want to be on the real show, this is kind of like your test into how you will deal with that game mentally, because the real show is obviously even harder. And then the other bit is, there's a lot of live reality games out there. There's this whole podcast for it, but there's no guarantee you'll ever get to play another game. So my advice would just be, even though it's rough, you're miserable, you're hungry, you feel like you're going to get voted out next, this experience is going to go by really fast. Steven, you've played, I've played. Although it was very slow at points, after it was all said and done, we felt like it was over in a blink, So you just have to really enjoy the good along with the bad of the game, because it'll be over before you know it. That'd be my advice, at least.
Oh, hold on. We have a question from the audience. What were one of the weird questions you were lobbing at the players when you were interviewing them? Do you have any you can share, or is that going to give stuff away?
What do you think, Amos? Would that give something away?
Amos,
I guess I should unmute myself. I don't think so, because there's several different questions, and we ask different ones for different, depending on how the interview's going, to different people.
Nothing inappropriate. If that
no.
The point of asking was nothing inappropriate.
All right. I guess the favorite question from Pete, which he couldn't be here tonight, he had a prior engagement, was if you could enter the game as one of these 3 animals, which one would you choose? A chihuahua, a parrot, or what was the other one, Parker?
Chihuahua, parrot, or
an ant. Yeah.
Is that the theme for this next Reelfoot season? You just give it away right there?
Chihuahuas versus ants versus parrots.
Yeah. And then the other question Pete really liked to ask was, if you have been, he played a hypothetical. He said, you have been magically turned into a nickel, and I'm going to throw you into a blender. How are you going to get out of that blender?
The size of a nickel. You're not a nickel.
You're the size of a nickel. Sorry. That was the controversial part every time we asked it. They would always say, so am I a nickel or am I the size of a nickel? So those are some of the questions Pete always come with. He was really good at asking creative questions that Amos and I just didn't, our minds just don't work that way.
I guess maybe I'm a little happy that Pete wasn't interviewing me when I was applying for Reelfoot. Well, that's all I can say.
Well, Steven, you have to answer the question now that we brought it up. Would you rather play the animal as an ant, a chihuahua, or a parrot, and why?
Parrot. I think flying would be fun. Does it give you a strategic advantage? Maybe you can listen in conversations. I don't know.
That's what some people said. They can just parrot back whatever someone's saying to them.
Well, what more can you tell me about this upcoming season without going to spoiler territory? As I know you want to have the players learn it all firsthand with the live viewer audience, but what can you say at this point?
I can definitely say we have got a pretty good theme going. In the past, we've created these themes and they didn't really stick throughout the season. It just became kind of like an unthemed Survivor game. So I will be able to say that this season we were able to keep that intact best we could, which will go throughout the season, which we're pretty excited about because it's not something we've really been able to just pull off. A lot of planning went into this. So everything's been thought out thoroughly. So super excited about that part. And just in general, like the location, I know that's not really like given whatever, but this location is just, the camps are going to be so much bigger and better than anything we've ever had before. I think the overall experience is going to be awesome.
I think another thing we can say is and again, this doesn't really apply to the game itself, but you might have asked about it. You might have been planning on asking it a bit later, Stephen, but because it's on my mind now, just this production team. I mean, we've always had great production teams, but I want to give this upcoming production team especially a shout out. They've been waiting to go. They've been also really good in helping pitch us their ideas for what they think we should do in terms of, management and time management and twists and challenges and things like that. And, I can't say enough good things about this upcoming production team. They know who they are, and I hope we can make sure that behind the scenes, when we're not doing a challenge or travel, that the audience can get to know just how hard these production members are working, because, Amos P and I, we work really hard. We've been planning a lot for this season, but we could not do it without these men and women on the production team. So I want to make sure they get a shout. So I guess that's not really anything, again, for the game itself, but for this specific season, I don't think we've ever had a production team this involved in creating it. They've always been involved, but this team in particular, I don't know, they've just really impressed myself, Amos, and Pete in how committed they are, and we're really lucky to have them.
I'm changing locations. The kids are getting restless.
The natives are restless, flee through your life.
You're good, man.
One thing, I remember you had applications out for production too. So I know you've taken it very seriously this year, and I'm excited that you were able to put together a team that has done a great job with all the pre-production, and hopefully no plan lasts when you come in contact with the enemy. Once the game begins, things change, things shift. But I'm excited for what's to come. And I thought Reelfoot has done a great job for the past couple of seasons, really pushing the envelope. My season 7, you had the audience be able to determine who was going to the Slammer, or the season's version of Exile Island. And
I know you love that twist.
No, not for the first vote. Not for my first vote. It caused a lot of chaos. And then, last season, I think it was kind of everyone's dream. What happens if you gave everyone an extra vote? What would happen? And I think the winner really embodied the best way to manipulate and use that to his advantage, which I thought was really cool. So I'm excited for what's to come.
Thank you.
One of the things we talked about earlier that if you want to talk a little more about is COVID-19 and Survivor LRGs. It's great this summer these games are able to come back into play now that the virus has cooled down a bit. People are getting more vaccinated. Do you want to talk a little bit about any precautions Reelfoot is doing?
Yeah, this is kind of Parker's like his area, so I'm gonna let him explain that one because he's been kind of in charge of the COVID protocols and everything.
Yeah, so we talked it out, and Stan, well-known Reelfoot alumni, and just personal friend of myself, P and Amos. I reached out to him, and he's also going to be in charge of the medical team for this season of Reelfoot on production. So he's our guy for all things medical. But we had multiple conversations with Stan, just because this has impacted his job, obviously, with him being a physician, this virus. And we just asked him, Stan, what do you think we need to do to make this as safe as we can? Because like you said, Stephen, the virus has been cooling down a little bit, but people are still coming all across the country, and nobody wants to get sick. Amos himself had the virus earlier this year, so he knows about the effects that it can have on your body. And Stan, he was really good about giving us pointers on what he thought we should do. So for this season, every player, production member, alumni who's visiting, or any other visitors who want to come watch the game will have all been fully vaccinated. We made sure that note was made apparent. Got a little bit of pushback from people who didn't necessarily agree, and that's fine. We expected that, but everybody for the most part was really understanding about that, and understanding that we're not trying to force anybody to do anything that makes them uncomfortable, but this is just how we think this will make the season as safe as we can. We're going to be in close proximity, especially the players, but as well as production, and we just got to make sure everyone can come back home safe. So Stan was really the one who helped push us in that direction and given us the courage to do so, because once we made that decision, it was about, I want to say, around late March, early April. And, at that point, most states, adults were becoming eligible to get it. But I was like, as the vaccine roll out fast enough? I don't know. But Stan really made us feel confident that was the right thing to do, and he absolutely made the right call. So I'm really happy about the protocols we're taking in terms of everybody who will be there being vaccinated. I think that was the right decision.
Yeah, I think you're not alone. I know Survival Challenge is taking the same stance this year, where all players and visitors need to be fully vaccinated. So I'm glad you all have that in place for this upcoming season. One of the things that we talked about, just some other new things to expect. You were telling me that you plan to do a reunion show once the season wraps up.
I'll let Amos cover that. He's really excited.
Yeah. Sorry, I would unmute when the truck goes by. Yeah, normally, with Reelfoot, especially with the live feeds, people have been able to see how we do our finales. We do the voting, and then we're going to do the live vote once everybody's cleaned up, like we normally do. Afterwards, we're actually going to get everybody together. We encourage everybody to stay for the week. So most everybody will. So everybody that's there, we want them to get together. We're going to do a little reunion show. We'll ask them some questions, get their feedback on, things they did in the game, things that, maybe we can improve on, as well as taking questions from the viewers as well. So be sure to watch the entire season and get those questions in for that reunion show. But we're super excited. We've never been able to do it before. So, yeah.
I'm really excited for the addition. Like Amos said, it'll be a chance to ask kind of what our thoughts, because we have our thoughts as the game is going along. That's why we're all doing this. We're Survivor fans. We have, why did so and so do that move? And so this is our chance to ask them those questions right out. Where it's fresh on the player's mind, and we'll get some questions from the audience. So we're really excited to add this element again. Who knows how it's going to go? But I'm really excited for it. I know Survival Challenge, at least their last season, they did one. I'm not sure if they've done it beforehand, but I think it was a great implementation they did, and I'm really excited for us to do it this time as well. I think we have plenty to talk about.
Is there anything else you'd like to tease viewers for the upcoming season, or do you want to just tell us where can people watch the season as it unfolds?
Yeah, you can watch the season. We'll start going live sometime late Saturday morning, and we'll be live pretty much from dusk till dawn to dusk, whatever, as long as it's daylight, out for the entire week. We film June 19th through the 26th. So we're super excited for everybody to see what we've got in store. We've got some really cool things planned that we're not going to talk about, but yeah, we're super excited. We got a new twist this season, I will say. We have a pretty cool one that we've never done before, so we're excited for everybody to see that and see how the players do with it.
That was you went right where I was thinking, Amos. This new twist, I can tease. We won't reveal their name, but this twist actually comes to us from a Reelfoot alumni. It's Steven. No, it comes to us from a Reelfoot alumni. And it was a really good idea. So we're really excited to see how the players deal with this twist this year. I think it's going to shake up the game, as any twist hope it does, and the best players who can adapt to it will succeed. But like Amos said, we're going to be going Facebook Live. I know in the past, just with the connection in Tennessee, the live feeds can either be blurry but the audio is always good. I've never had any complaints about the audio, but it's a little blurry to see. But we're going to be going live. We've got a great team to help us do that, of tribe handlers and a media team on production. We'll talk about that more, obviously, once we're in person and the game is going. But we're going to be doing, try to do the best we can to make sure everybody can watch the game, because we make it for us and we make it for the players, but the viewers really keep us going. The support really does mean a lot.
On the live reality game side, we'll be meeting with you this Saturday once the season kicks off to do a preseason cast. I guess not even a preseason cast, beginning season cast assessment. Yeah. I know from the Reelfoot side, Carker's talked about you all will be also releasing your own cast assessment as well as the game begins. So so I think from our end, expect Saturday evening for some LRG team members and your production team to get together to talk about these players. And then we also have a mid-game cast update slated for, I'm not going to say when, because I know, but at some point in the following week. after merge, we will be checking back in, hearing about how things are progressing, and to talk about the players, moves we've seen, and what to maybe expect for the merge. And I'll have to talk with some people because there might be interest in doing some like small daily like viewer podcasts as well, just like what we've seen in the stream. So get excited! Reelfoot is coming. I think you're the first major live rally game to be happening this summer. Am I wrong there?
In the summer, I came in all year. In the summer, I think, yeah.
In the summer, right? So I am excited. I'm not gonna get much work done. It's gonna be great.
No, we're really excited again. I can't thank the production team enough, and for the players, for anybody who's watching, you better not be commenting. But we're really excited for this group. I think this is a really fun group of players. They really want it. I think you'll see a lot of. I think you'll see a fun season. I think this is a good group, and I'm really excited to see how they play this game.
Thank you, Parker. Thank you, Amos, for coming here to Talking tonight, and everyone else. Tune in for more live reality games and Surviving Reelfoot podcasts coming to you soon this next week.
Absolutely.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks for having us.